Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Kouch Chronicles. I'm Kristen.
I'm Kelsey.
And we are on episode 12.
We sure are.
Oh, my. Today, we are going to do a little bit of a spicy topic, I feel like.
Spicy.
Like, for us, at least.
Yeah, the boys are going to hate this one.
Yeah, the boys are going to hate it. But
If you've ever dated us, watch the fuck out because you're going to hate this one. Or like it, I guess.
Yeah, it depends what side you're on. Anyways, we're going to talk about our favorite and least favorite fling, situationship, man from each other's dating life.
Since we've known each other.
So I'm going to talk about my favorite and least favorite for Kelsey, and she's going to do the same for me.
So I think we're going to start with going through each other's least favorites.
Ooh, okay.
And then we'll jump into the favorites. Save the best for last, you know?
Yeah, I just feel like it's just going to be more juicy with the least favorite.
Yeah.
Almost.
Oh, I have some things to say.
I'm intrigued. So we technically don't know. Well, I have no idea who Kelsey's going to say for me, but she has a really good idea what I'm about to say for her.
Mine are pretty obvious,
yeah,
for sure. There's a clear winner and a clear loser.
I feel like if you've been listening, you know
as well. I think everybody who's been listening will know the answers. So we'll let you go first for my least favorite, and then I'll get into yours.
All right, drum roll, please. The liar.
Shocking.
I know everyone is shocked, surprised, clutching their pearls.
I've never heard her say that.
Okay, I know that everyone's shocked that the liar is the one that I chose because he seems like such a winner.
Gem.
But he's not. I feel like he's an obvious least favorite for obvious reasons and many.
I feel like the name really says it all.
Yeah. Well, yeah, number one reason being is that he's a liar. And he's lied about a lot of things.
Everything. Pretty much.
Yeah, basically everything. I saw Kelsey go through a lot of shit with this man, boy, child. And this man sold like the most beautiful picture to you.
Yeah.
Like ever. I think I would have fallen under the spell as well if it were to be me and someone else. Yeah. And he said a lot of things, but didn't do a lot of things. His actions did not line up with his words. And he loved to yap and promise things, and none of those promises came true, I don't think.
He told me he was going to make us cornhole boards. We didn't even get those.
Yeah.
Still waiting.
So, liar, if you're listening to this.
I don't want them anymore.
Yeah, don't even think about them anymore, but know that was another promise on the list that you did not.
You know what, though? I genuinely don't think that he fully understands what he's done.
No.
I don't think he understands like the pain that he put me through because he's so preoccupied by the pain that he's going through.
Yeah.
Like he is very hung up on his ex, or was, I don't know. Probably still is.
Yeah.
And I feel like just uses that as an excuse and like I don't think he like comprehends what he did to me and the other girl. And maybe even more. Who knows?
Yeah,
who knows if there's anyone else? But yeah, he just doesn't get it. He doesn't get it. And
no, I don't think he ever will fully understand it. And I think that he is a very selfish human being. And I think this will probably be the meanest I am on the whole entire podcast, like in the future too. I have a feeling. But I, to my core, just don't like this man. And yeah, I don't like you if you're listening.
He knows.
He knows.
He for sure knows.
And I think it's important to note, yes, it wasn't my relationship.
You did like him at first.
I did.
Fair. It's not like you hated him from day one.
Yeah, that's true. That's important. That's important to say. That I did like this man at first. I met him. I supported, like, the relationship and you in the relationship. And as time went on and things progressed and lies unfolded and the way he treated you got worse and worse, I think, is when obviously my feelings towards him, like, declined, like, extremely. Like,
I remember, and I am going to tell the full story in the next 2 weeks, so that will be coming soon. But I just remember the day that I found out everything I found out. We were at the beach, and I was on the phone with the other girl for like 45 minutes. And I'm sitting there like, what he said, what? Like, getting all the information, and we were kind of bonding over it, and we were almost like laughing on the phone. Like, I was shocked, but I was like laughing. And I remember you rubbed my back or patted my shoulder, like something that is like out of character. And then I realized, like, oh my God, I just found out all this information about this guy that I'm like falling for.
Yeah, because I think at first, I feel like if it were me, I think I would have been honestly laughing too, because I think it came as such a shock.
It didn't feel real.
Exactly. And I'm like, it's the last thing that you would have ever expected. It was the last thing I even expected for you, obviously.
I was like so blindsided and shocked by the whole thing.
Yeah.
And like the more information I got, the more it was like deja vu. This is the third time that this sort of a situation has happened to me. So it was like deja vu. But then when the reality set in, I was devastated. Like, I was like, how could I be so wrong about somebody? Like, I can't even explain. I don't think I'll ever be able to put into words what that felt like.
No.
I've never felt something like that. Like, it was just shocking. I just felt really dumb.
And yeah, I feel like seeing you and the aftermath of what he did, like, hurt me in the process. And like, it had nothing to do with me. I'm not trying to make it about me. But like, it hurt to see you like that. And I didn't want to see you like that. And like, the whole time I wanted to set this man on fire. Like, ironically. And yeah, like, I feel like I could say 100 more things, but I'm not going to, because I want to keep some level of respect for you, obviously, and myself. Like, I'm not on this podcast to like spew a bunch of like bullshit and gossip, but at the same time, like, these are facts. So if facts are what you think is bullshit, then that's on you. Like,
he knows what he did.
Yeah,
like,
I don't know how else to say it.
Yeah, I feel like once I actually tell the full story, you guys will understand like why there were so many emotions involved in this, and why it was such a big deal to me, and like why it like fucked me up so bad.
Yeah, it's hard to get across why I don't like him so much without everyone knowing the full story, but that's obviously not my story to tell, and it's completely up to you on if and when you want to share it and how comfortable and open you are about it. But at the same time, yeah, I don't like this guy.
Yeah.
He was my least favorite.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll tell the story in the next 2 weeks, and I'm not going to tell every single part of it, because there are some parts that I feel like I need to leave out just out of respect for him.
Yeah.
Even though he didn't really respect me at all.
Yeah.
But I can't like stoop to that level.
No.
So I'll tell the parts that I feel comfortable telling, and it's a good one. Buckle up for that one.
Yay.
So The Liar. Bottom of the list.
Bottom of the list. You had quite a few contenders, but he really took the trophy.
Oh, I had some contenders for sure.
Yeah. No one, definitely he was a clear winner, but there are close seconds.
Shall we hear them?
I would say contenders included NFL Man, Horseman, and Satan's Spawn.
Satan's Spawn.
Satan's Spawn.
Well, none of them are going to listen to this, so. Okay, my turn.
I'm so intrigued.
I'll be honest, this was kind of hard.
Yeah, I know.
My initial knee-jerk reaction was to pick Rugby Boy, because Rugby Boy, I'm so embarrassed on his behalf for his actions. Like, this man, you guys, it's so embarrassing. He's, what, 30-something? He's in his 30s.
I think he's 34.
Could afford me. This man was like dating Kristen.
I mean, you guys heard about him.
2 dates. Literally, they went on 2 dates, okay? And he's telling her, like, you have nothing to worry about. Like, bullshit like that. And it was not that deep. Like, it was never that deep. And then he basically friend zones her, but like kind of leaves the door open, is constantly sending her flame emojis to her stories, like DMing her, sending her
just
all
like
these
liking,
memes and shit. And then all of the sudden, it couldn't have been more than 2 weeks later.
No, it literally was like 2.5.
Is fully posting with a girlfriend.
At first I was like, wait, what? What's going on here? I'm like, I literally heard from you yesterday. Like, you were sending me memes on Instagram yesterday. And just to clarify, like, Kelsey's comment about, like, he friend zoned me, but, like, left the door open. He basically was like, this is when we were still in LA.
Yeah.
And he basically was like, I think, like, it just has a lot to do with the distance.
Keep in mind, he knew that we were moving in, like, 3 weeks.
Yeah, and he also
2 weeks.
Drove up. So it was just like, what are you talking about?
It was it didn't make sense. And we were both like trying to figure it out because we're like, that doesn't make sense. Like, and now it's like, oh, because you were fully dating someone else the whole time.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. I'm not even picking him. He's not even my choice.
No, because I went on 2 dates with him.
Exactly. Because it's so laughable. If you're dating other people, say that. Like, how's he going to say you have nothing to worry about? Like, first of all, you weren't worried to begin with. It was not that deep.
Like, I was also talking to other people.
Exactly.
Because we had only gone on 2 dates.
Yeah.
And, like, I liked him.
Yeah.
I liked him.
So did I.
Yeah, of course I did. But, like, then it was just, like, drama.
Yeah.
It was just drama. And I was like, why is this something that it doesn't need to be?
It was bizarre.
Like, wish it worked out. It didn't work out. I'm not going to get into anything that I don't want to work out. But at the same time, it's like, okay, like,
yeah, it was
just to be honest.
I mean, but like, what are these actions? I don't even know what questions to ask to you because what are you doing?
Yeah.
But it's just been so laughable that like I can't actually like hate the guy. Like I don't. It's just like no. Okay.
Like I have no ill will, no ill feelings. It was like very, very bizarre.
It's just embarrassing.
Yeah.
Like it to me, it's like gameplay and like childish and like you don't want to be in a relationship with someone like that. But anyways, he's not my answer. My answer. Jesus. My real answer, and there are some layers to this because I don't hate him the most as a person.
Okay.
But I think he is my least favorite because of his effect on you.
Oh.
And my answer is Skinny Ginger.
Yeah, I knew that was coming.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Kristen dated this guy, Skinny Ginger, who was in our friend group.
Mm-hmm.
Lived in the same little bubble as us. Mm-hmm. And so at first Kristen like she thought he was like funny, but like a friend. Wasn't interested.
Yeah.
And he just kind of showed his interest, and then they just hung out more and more, and then eventually she was like, you know what, I think I do like this guy.
He was really funny.
Yeah, he was really funny. And he's a good guy. He just needs therapy, like most of you out there. And they dated for like almost a year unofficially.
Yeah.
I would say, like, most of that, like, he was wanting more than you were. Like,
that's how it felt.
He was definitely more into you than you were into him for like most of that time. Mm-hmm. And then towards the end, Kristen like really had feelings for him and like wanted to make it work, whatever. Well, he was moving out of state. And when I say out of state, I mean like across the country. So pretty far. And that was known the whole time. And
well, he had gone there, I feel like, a time or two.
Yeah, he was kind of like back and forth between like that state and California the whole time. He like kind of lives in both. I don't know. But after like 8 or 9 months of hanging out like very consistently and talking every single day, he at a bar one day was like chatting to some girl and introduced Kristen as, what did he say? This is my friend / lover, or like something like that. Romantic.
Okay. I'm pretty sure it was, this is my friend and lover.
Okay.
The word lover was used.
That's
and
foul.
I remember, I think at the time, my jaw dropped.
Okay, let me tell you Kristen's reaction, because Kristen hates drinking alcohol. We don't do shots. Okay, it's not a thing. Her reaction after that, she came up to the girls. There was like a couple of us standing by the bar. She comes up to me and Karen. I need a tequila shot. And Karen was so quick. Karen's like on it, like before she changes her
Karen
mind.
was like the tequila queen.
Yeah, she's like, finally,
and she knew how I felt about 1 tequila and 2 shots.
Yeah.
And when I came up and I gave her that opportunity, she was not letting it go. And I appreciated it.
Immediately got shots. Yeah. Kristen takes a shot. It was a whole thing.
I almost vomited like in my mouth.
Yeah. Then later they get back home and Kristen like called him out for it. Like, don't ever call me that again. And he's like, well,
I literally was like, do not ever call me your lover again. Ever.
Yeah. Maybe some girls like that, but boys, if you are talking to us,
I don't like that. Like, who even says that anymore?
I feel like in some cases it could be okay, like, what's up, lover girl? Like, shit like
Yeah.
that. But to introduce, this is my lover.
To a stranger. What does that even mean? To a stranger.
Because that sounds like a hookup.
And I feel like even I like remember making eye contact with her, and I think she saw my face go like, what the fuck? And I feel like her face went, oh, okay. And then she immediately left.
It was weird.
Yeah.
We get back home. Kristen's like, don't ever call me that. He's like, well, what should I call you? Seems like he was asking for permission.
Yeah, and I was like, this is like the perfect.
He set it up, right?
Yeah.
I think. So
I was
she
about
said,
to dunk that shit.
slam dunk.
Slam dunk.
Ended up being an air ball because she said blonde.
This sounds more embarrassing for me.
I'll get to the part why he sucks.
Okay.
Well, this is why he sucks. He's been like leading up to this point for like 8 or 9 months now.
Yeah.
Like, it's very clear that he wants to be in a relationship. He says, well, maybe joking, like, not jokingly, seriously, but like lighthearted. Yeah, like maybe if I wasn't moving.
Excuse me? Oh my god, it's so funny when you talk about it.
Let me just tell you in Cliff Notes what happened after this, okay? It was like on and off for a while. Like, he'd leave, they wouldn't really speak. He'd come back, they'd hang out, he'd take her on dates, act like they're dating.
Wait, only if he told me that he was
Oh,
back.
yeah, sometimes he wouldn't tell her he was back. We'd find out through the friends in the friend group.
Yeah.
so there was a whole lot of back and forth, confusion, like what's going on, what are we? And you guys like had conversations about it pretty regularly,
Yeah.
but he basically just like bullshitted his way through it and was never clear, was like definitely stringing her along, like wanted to keep that door open, but like when it was convenient for him. And
I initiated too.
yeah, for sure. It was definitely a two-way street.
Yeah.
But he knew that it wasn't going to work out long term, and he knew that she wanted it to, and he took advantage of that, I think. And it was really hard for Kristen, and like it was so long ago, the details are kind of blurry, but like he really put her through the ringer, and she was not in a good place for a long time. Like to the point where our daily conversations were she'd get home from work and I'd say, "How was your drive?" She'd say, "Good." And I'd say, "Did you cry?" And she'd say, "Yeah." Every day. Like every day. And there was other stuff going on too, okay? Like I don't want to give too much credit to Skinny Ginger.
Yeah, give me some credit.
But like it was like every time he came back in town, it was like resetting the whole thing. And it was just
did
on
for a
and
while.
on and on. And then eventually they had like a long conversation and Kristen like was like, "I can't do this anymore. Like I'm done. Like that's it. I'm done." And it still took like a long time for you to like really open up to anybody else. Like I feel like it took your future dating life back 10 steps because you already don't trust anybody and are very closed off with that sort of thing.
Yeah.
And that was like all the more reason to be that way, because this was someone who was a good friend who we like really did trust.
To all of us.
And like, and what made it hard is like he's still in our friend group. He's not around very often now because he's like fully out of state, but it's still like it was like impossible to imagine getting over because you knew you were gonna have to like see him and talk to him still. And like she has like a few times since then has seen him and talked to him, and like it's so weird. It just sucked. It was a really bad situation.
Yeah.
So he's my least favorite just because of the effect he had on you and like how hard that was for you and like the mental gymnastics that he was putting you through.
I think too, once I like have those feelings for someone and put in time with someone, whether that's like just a friendship or more than that, I think there just gets to a point where there's a level of betrayal. And like from there, it's like, oh shit. Like I thought this was reciprocated.
Mm-hmm.
Like I wasn't putting in all this effort and thinking that I was feeling the same effort in return to now get nothing.
Yeah.
And
it's such a mental thing because then you question, am I delusional?
mm-hmm.
Is he a really good liar? Did he even ever care about me at all?
Yeah.
Like, was there ever 100%? There?
And I think I asked him that at one point at one of my like most upset moments with him, that I was like, what even like was the point?
Yeah.
And like, yeah, I don't know. It was an interesting situation, and it did take me a long time to get over the situation. Like, I don't know how else to say it. Like, he is a great person.
Yeah.
I love his mom. Like, I
like him as a person. Like,
mm-hmm.
I like him. I have no problem being around him at all.
I
just think the situation was shit, and like because of that, he's at the bottom for me.
Yeah. No, it makes sense, and I totally get it. And it's so funny that just like didn't cross my mind when I was trying to think of who you would pick. I don't know why. Like, it just never crossed my mind, but like that absolutely makes sense because I think you saw and heard a lot.
Yeah. We've really been through a lot together,
dude.
Like I think we've seen each other at like our lowest and at our highest.
Don't even get us started.
The thing about both of these situations, though, the liar and skinny ginger, is all of this could have been avoided if they would have just been honest and upfront from day one. Hey, I really like you and I want to hang out and like do this thing, but when I move, like I don't want to do distance. I don't want something serious.
Yeah.
Great. You don't get attached like you did. You date other people the whole time. Whatever. The liar. Hey, I've been single for 5 weeks.
5 hours.
My long-term, super, super serious relationship. And I am dating other people and I'm not ready for anything. I just want to have fun. Perfect. No problem.
Like, thank you for being honest.
I'm either down or I'm not, and I can move on with my life. Mm-hmm. And you can go find someone who is down for that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, come on, guys. Just be better. Like, just be honest. I don't understand why I don't get why that's hard. I don't understand.
Like, I'm speechless about it because I don't know what else to say on that topic. Every day I get shocked by another man.
So my big thing is honesty. Like, I don't really care what you tell me as long as it's honest. If it's honest, how can I be mad? Like, how can I be mad? You're just, you can't help how you feel. You can't help what you're wanting or looking for or whatever. I just think that guys don't think girls will ever want what they want. For example, as a guy, if you just want a casual hookup, I feel like a lot of guys are like, oh, no girl wants that. I'm never going to get a girl to do that, or they're going to get attached or whatever. And sure, like some girls will say that they're okay with it and then they're actually not. But just be upfront about that because there are people who are okay with that and will want the same thing that you want.
Yeah, 100%.
Like in pretty much every scenario. So just be honest.
All right.
Okay, on to the top of the board.
Top of the board. Okay, I feel like if you've been listening to our podcast, you also know the answer to this one for me, for Kelsey.
I just am dreading this because I know he's going to get such a big head about it.
He already has a big head. And I don't want to make it bigger either, but I'm going to because I have to. He deserves the credit. It's Neighbor Boy. And Neighbor Boy is at the top of the board, but if he does anything, if he does anything from this moment on to ruin that, I'm gonna beat him up.
Hey, but guess what? As long as you're honest and communicate, you really can't fuck it up.
Yeah, good point. But yeah, Neighbor Boy is my favorite. From what I've seen of the two of you guys, what I've heard you say about him, or like the stories when you guys go on dates or whatever, he's just a nice guy. He's a nice guy, genuinely. I think that he really cares. I think for you, but also in a weird way, I think he genuinely cares for me as your best friend too.
Yeah.
And I think he's one of the only guys that you've brought around that I felt that way with. Like, I think he genuinely wants to build a relationship with me because he knows that that's what you want. And, like, he wants to be able to be, like, fully a part of your life. And, like, get to know everyone around you. And I'm going to stop talking because I can feel his head getting bigger from here. But, yeah, I think he's shown a lot of good things. And I think he's done a lot of good things to you. And you have to him, too. Yeah. And I feel like the way that you are with him that I've seen and the way that you've, like, talked about him, like, when you were telling me about your dates and stuff.
It's nothing crazy, neighbor boy.
It's nothing crazy. It's nothing crazy. Yeah, it's just, I can tell that you are happy.
Yeah.
And that he brings out a good side of you. Like, I have not seen you really get upset over something that he did at all.
No.
Like, and I don't think he's really done anything.
No, he hasn't.
That would, like, raise a red flag with me.
I think what's nice about Neighbor Boy is, like, ironically, we met when I, like, really wasn't in a good place at all. And really, like, wasn't even giving him a fair chance, if I'm being honest.
Mm-hmm.
But because he's been so, like, consistent and just, like, good to me. And then because of all the, like, personal revolutions that I went through, I'm in such a good place alone mentally that I feel like it lets me be confident in this situationship.
Yeah.
Because honestly, it doesn't really matter what happens. Like, if it works out or doesn't work out, like, I'm going to be fine and, like, just as happy. But I do, like, I really like Neighbor Boy a lot, and I would say it's less casual now than it was a couple weeks ago, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know, month ago.
Well,
I don't know.
He just spent a couple days with us.
Yeah, it's definitely, like, it's going in the right direction, but we're still not putting any pressure on it at all. Like, we've now lived a couple hours apart for, like, 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Like, it hasn't been that long. So we're just kind of seeing what happens, and it's just, like, I don't feel like I have to think about it. Like, I'm not really overthinking anything.
I feel like there's no stress.
Yeah. I'm just, like, happy living my life, and, like, he's a really nice bonus to that right now, and I'm excited to see what happens. But
pause. I know for a fact that you'll be able to hear my dog Shadow in the background, and it sounds like I'm a bad mother. But if we didn't put him in timeout when we recorded, he would be a menace the whole time.
It's true. He's on, like, extra menace mode today. So.
Yeah. Today has been really, really bad. So yeah, go ahead, continue.
I'm actually gonna end that conversation right there.
I was wondering how deep you were gonna go into it.
No, that's all I have to say.
Okay.
We had a really nice time when he visited. It was good.
Go Neighbor Boy, and I'm never gonna say a nice word about you again.
You know what? Me either.
Just kidding.
All right, my turn.
Ooh, okay.
For you. Your turn?
Yeah.
I don't know.
However you want to think about it.
This one may come as a surprise.
Yeah, I'm already shocked.
It's honestly just because he's the least bad out of all.
Oh, no. I was going to say, I'm like, I don't have anyone that kind of like, woo.
You sure don't. But this guy.
So that's how it's going, everybody.
Hey, I think that your March date recap that we're going to be doing next week is promising.
Okay.
So far.
Okay.
So, at least from what I know.
I'm, like, scared. Who is it?
The lawyer.
Okay. Honestly, yeah.
And
I agree.
Here's why. I'll tell you.
Yeah.
I'll tell you.
Tell me.
Because he didn't really do anything. Like, there's really not much to report. Like, no drama. No goodbye. You guys just kind of mutually stopped talking. And even when you were hanging out, it kind of felt like that. It was just like a...
Yeah.
Not much there. Just pretty boring, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. There was no, like, up and down.
I don't think I ever hung out with him and thought, oh, that was so fun. I just thought like, I can't tell if that was like a good time or if he pissed me off. I'm not sure which one.
Yeah.
Because he was fun to talk to, I guess. Like you enjoyed hanging out with him.
Mm-hmm.
But then when he left, you were like, why did I enjoy that? You know what I mean?
Because then I would think back on it and I would be like, wait, I think he insulted me.
Was he funny? I don't know. But I just know that it felt like every single thing that I said, he'd have to play devil's advocate.
Yeah. Well,
he's a lawyer.
He's a lawyer.
So, personally, I won't be going on dates with any lawyers. But he didn't do anything wrong at all.
None.
He was cool.
This is so sad for me.
Yeah. I feel like things are going to change though. I think maybe San Diego's the right place. I mean
so far.
Fourth time is a charm. There's got to be.
We are at number 4.
Like, number 4 being the best.
No, I think it's 4 is the whore.
Oh fuck.
Me or him, we'll find out. We're gonna cut that.
So my answer is the lawyer. Good job, the lawyer. Keep it up. You're doing great.
I literally haven't spoken to him since October.
Nope, and he hasn't spoken to you either.
No. We both like just ended a conversation one day.
Never spoke. There was literally no part of that conversation that was anything to do with if they were going to talk again or not, or how things were going. It was probably just like,
it was
nice,
just
well, hope you have a good night. Yeah. You too.
It was a perfectly normal conversation, and then after that, we just never heard from each other again. And I have never been more content.
It's the most perfect situation.
Yeah.
I mean, if one of you had caught feelings or both of you had caught feelings and it was like a little bit deeper than it was, that's not the perfect situation.
No.
That's weird. That shouldn't happen. But in your case, it was perfect.
It was perfect. Yeah. Well,
thanks for listening.
If you're listening and you have any dating pointers for me, like, let me know. It's been rough.
I can't help you there. Don't ask me. We want to know what you guys want us to talk about. So we have some ideas and we have a plan for next week already, but let us know if there's anything you want us to talk about. Any names that we've mentioned that we haven't elaborated on, any stories you want to hear, any like topics you want us to cover. Please don't say anything controversial because we will avoid that.
Yeah.
But let us know and DM us on Instagram at Kouch_Chronicles. Follow us on TikTok. We still haven't posted, but I swear we're gonna.
This week, you guys. This is the week.
I'm not promising anything. But anyways, Kouch.Chronicles for TikTok.
Yep.
Join us next week for our March date recap. Super excited. We both had some pretty good dates.
Yeah.
And there will be a surprise episode being posted in the next 2 weeks.
Ooh.
So be on the lookout for that. And we'll see you when we see you.
Okay.
Okay, bye.
Bye.